The town's police station. Police have arrested an Amherst man and they've charged him. It's believed the gunman was shooting at the police station at the time. We have an update now from ATV's Alex Vass.
All of a sudden I heard a couple of bangs. At first I thought it was firecrackers.
Investigators spent time this morning looking for clues at the base of this light pole. Two of the bullets fired towards the police station hit the base, one piercing a hole in the metal. The shooting happened around 12:30 last night, directly in front of the Amherst police station. One person saw it all happen. Jack was repairing a car at the local taxi stand just around the corner.
And when I seen Officer Reid, he was about at the yellow line of the street. And I heard a bang, and then he said, all of a sudden, he said, I'm hit. And he fell slowly towards the ground and then crawled to his police car to cover himself from the shooting. The gentleman that was doing the firing was leaning up against that box right there. And he had the rifle pointed towards the police station.
And yet another rifle.
And he had two rifles. There were two rifles there.
Amherst police are saying little about last night's incident. How many shots were fired last night?
That information has not been released at this time, Alex, due to the investigation still continues.
Are you able to tell us how many officers responded?
Not at this time, no.
For people in this small town, the shooting of a police officer comes as quite a shock.
You hear about it happen in places like New York or Montreal or Toronto, but in a little place like this, you just never expect it.
Shocked, really. I mean, like I say, we walk all the time, night and day, and just never see anything like that.
Well, I'm shocked, to tell you the truth. You just don't expect those kind of things in Amherst, Nova Scotia. We come to sort of think that it's safe to walk the streets here, but now you begin to wonder, I guess.
In Amherst, Alex Vass, ATV News.
And tonight the suspect has been identified.
At 12:30 in the morning, shots were fired at the police station, striking a light pole. A lone gunman was across the street. Police returned the fire. 37-year-old Constable Reid was shot in the leg while responding to the call. He underwent surgery yesterday at the Moncton Hospital and is in satisfactory condition. Anthony Eden Lake has been arrested and will be appearing in Amherst Court tomorrow. A Sydney mother and her two children escaped from their burning home this afternoon, charged with attempted murder. 37-year-old Constable Reid was shot in the thigh as he approached a man with a rifle early Saturday morning. Reid was the only person injured during an exchange of gunfire. He's in stable condition after surgery at a hospital in Moncton. Two native groups in Nova Scotia cannot agree on the status of Micmacs who live off-reserve.
Lake was brought to court this morning for the first time since his weekend arrest. Today, the shooting is still on everyone's mind.
Things like that don't happen here. So it's scary. You know, some nut in the middle of the road. You know, someone could have got really hurt. It wasn't too bad because we heard also that he was all right, but if he had have been killed, which could have been very possible, then I think the town would have been a lot more devastated than it is.
The drama began with police getting a complaint about a man in this corner. He had two hunting rifles. The shooting took place right here in front of the police station. Several shots were fired, and two of them hit this lamppost, here and here.
And when I seen Officer Reid, he was about at the yellow line of the street. And I heard a bang, and then he said, all of a sudden, he said, I'm hit. And he fell slowly towards the ground and then crawled to his police car to cover himself from the shooting.
Police returned fire and the suspect was arrested on the spot. Officer Reid is now recovering from his thigh wound in Amherst Hospital after Saturday afternoon surgery in Moncton. The police chief says the incident reinforces his support for the new gun control legislation.
I think anything that's going to make the community a safer place to live and have some control over violent issues is worth promoting.
Security procedures are also being reviewed. In Amherst, Ron Shaw, ATV News.
Well, police are on the lookout today for three men who escaped from the New Brunswick Central Reformatory near Fredericton. The three are identified as 21-year-old Derek Spencer McDonald.
It was some nights that first police car pulling in, and he was out of the car in a matter of seconds, and he was helping me out. It just happened so quick.
Back on Main Street, the bullet holes in the lamppost remain to remind everyone in town about what happened Saturday. Junior Reid prefers to remember the heroism of fellow officers.
Well, I was hurt. I got hit first shot and I was hurt. And they hadn't come along. I don't know what would have happened.
At first, the events that took place here outside the police station put people in a state of shock. But then afterwards, something else happened. The community began to rally around the police department and Officer Reid.
Phone calls, letters, personal expressions. There's been articles in the media. Our community leaders.
There's been hundreds and hundreds of calls. I'm getting faxes from Newfoundland and Toronto and Halifax. I'm getting calls from just everybody.
People who live here aren't surprised.
Support our police department 100%. You know, it's a very dangerous job, and who really expects it to happen around here?
Junior Reid, a family man with 2 kids, knows what he wants to do next.
I'm hoping to be home for Easter. I'd like to be home for Sunday with the kids. My wife too.
In Amherst, Ron Shaw, ATV News.
A member of the Nova Scotia legislature was kicked out today as the storm continued over the diversion of funds to a Cape Breton highway.